The kicks are virtual, but the cash, that's real. This week, Nike says it sold an NFT of a virtual sneaker for $8,000. Throwing money at productions like House of Cards really did pay off because it helped differentiate Netflix in the market, but now it's just another streaming service. It's summertime and the living, well, it's busy. It also means barbecue, baseball games, road trips, and family vacations. There are 175,000 people from 160 countries here at CES. Now, this is the Consumer Electronics Show, the annual conference that is about the future. Meta's virtual world is called Horizon Worlds, and it's accessed using a VR headset. CBS News interviewed gamers, content creators, and privacy experts. If I'm dispassionate or a skeptic, why do I need to care?
Pretty much everybody plays video games, but they don't necessarily call themselves video gamers.
They are going to go after Meta for the acquisition of Wynn, trying to halt that.
I think that this was the FTC just asserting itself in ways that maybe it regrets not doing so in the past.
You would think that would be good.
Yeah.
You're looking at me like I should.
Yeah, we were waiting for you. Were going to run your head.
You're the oracle.
Well,
Explain all
look,
this
first,
to us.
Musk is kind of a Trump-like figure. He says things for engagement, generously, we'll say for engagement, right? We can't always take him at his word. And he's adding $21 billion of his own cash.
$44 billion. I mean, with money like that, you could do something about poverty or climate change or world hunger.
The thing is, this would prevent all of these very large social networks from moderating content that we kind of take for granted right now. This includes death threats, doxing, porn, spam, and very importantly, video like last week's shooting and the gunman's manifesto, all of which were taken down within minutes. Right. This stuff would have to stay up. It would have been very difficult for anyone outside of his direct community to find or interact with his posts.
CBS News technology reporter Dan Patterson says part of Discord's appeal is that it offers users privacy.
In order for law enforcement to see content in a site like Discord or even private Facebook groups, they would have to be in that group at a particular time.
Dan Patterson, editorial director at Cyber 6 Gill, says he's been tracking these kinds of cyber crimes for years.
If you're targeted, it's pretty hard to hide.
Patterson showed us how simple it is to find someone who is ready and willing to attack on demand.
So we're not talking hours, we're talking minutes.
We're talking seconds. It's not just pocket change. However, as you can imagine, as the activities scale up and as this becomes more common, the price goes down. This is a tactic called cognitive hacking. This isn't so much an exploit in the code or a loophole. This was hacking our minds. Your voice, your body, your activity, and even your sex life is being tracked and monitored. The data on your phone in apps is not necessarily protected by HIPAA.
That's right. If prosecutors are aggressive enough, they could use your apps or your search history on your phone to prove that you had an abortion.
Oftentimes we have these conversations like, well, is my phone listening to me?
Yes.
Well, one way that you are monitored or listened to, tracked, is the inter-app sharing. Applications, especially on Android, will communicate with other applications on the device to learn things. So you'll start to see ads for things that you never searched for. Maybe you only talked about. American President Donald Trump received an icy reception here at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, when he touted the strength of the American economy and dismissed claims by climate change activists that urgent change is needed now. Arif Khan, the founder and CEO of Alethea, creates deepfake videos that use artificial intelligence to create real-looking fake videos of world leaders like Donald Trump.
I thought man-made climate change was just fake news.
I spoke with Khan about how artificial intelligence works and why deepfake videos using Donald Trump are particularly effective. It's no secret, political campaigns want your private info. But what do they actually know about you? And is there anything you can do to stop them? Your vote will be counted. This is incredibly important. We need to look at vulnerabilities.
Dan, it's a sad truth, and I think we have to acknowledge it up front, is that some in our audience would say, well, Major Garrett, you work for a disinformation company, CBS, you're part of the corporate media. I consider you to be agents of disinformation. That's part of this equation, is it not?
I started covering QAnon from a distance in 2018 after the Poway shooting, but more specifically as 2018 and 19 kind of fed into the political cycle, we saw QAnon use language like that, and this was intentional disinformation.
Misinformation. Disinformation.
Misinformation and so-called fake news.
We are kind of surrounded by disinformation, not just here in the US, but around the world. It's on us to not just passively scroll and believe everything that we click on social media, but to keep our guard up at all times because the stakes could not be higher.